What's going on, everybody? This is Al from PlaybookGamer.com, and today I am super excited to start a brand new dynasty in NCAA Football 06, this time with the Duke Blue Devils. I picked Duke for several reasons. One, I'm a huge Duke fan. I've been following them, football, basketball, for many years. I've been to Cameron Indoor Stadium before. It's just an amazing experience, and I've always followed them. Two, this is my third dynasty with Duke. And I bring that up because it's been at least 7 to 8 years since I have played in this conference, which happened to be in my last Duke dynasty. Well, that's actually part 3 as to why I wanted to pick Duke, is because they're the worst team in the conference, and it's just been so long since I played in the ACC. So I'm super excited about all of that. On top of, it's been a long time since I played in a Power 5 conference, so I'm ready to get back into that. And I'm also really excited to show you a brand new offense that I've never even ran before. So buckle up, let's get excited, and let's get into this. Now, I have already edited my coach. I use the typical stuff here. Always have to give myself a mullet because, you know, why not? But this is my typical edit coach information. And let's jump into preseason. And here is our schedule. I have already fixed this, but I wanted to walk you through who we're going to play in our first season. We're going to kick off the season against Ball State, and then our second game, first conference game of the season, Virginia Tech at home. We're going to go to Kansas. That was another team I was thinking about playing in this dynasty, so I figured that'd be fun to play them. Head to Lawrence, Kansas. Then we're going to go head back out on the road to number 22 Virginia Tech. We're going to have Vanderbilt come here because I can't stand Vanderbilt, and we got two academic schools going up against each other. So I thought that'd be a good idea to schedule them, have a bit of a rivalry there. And then we got some more ranked games at number 11 Miami. Georgia Tech, 25th in the country at home. Number 5 Florida State at home. Wake Forest at home at Clemson. I have decided to schedule Navy. I think it'd be a cool idea to rotate a lot of the academy schools, the military schools, Navy, Air Force, and Army. I think that'd be a pretty cool idea. So I scheduled Navy, and I wanted to end the season against our arch rival, North Carolina. So we got an A- schedule, but I think that's pretty tough out of the gate, especially with a team that's not very good. Before we go to our redshirting and our roster in general, I want to talk about the playbook and the offense. The offense I'm going to run is a compressed offense, tight, whatever you want to call it. If you notice all of these formations, I have not used hardly any of these formations in years. So you're going to see a bunch of brand new stuff, but there is a theme. We're going to use a lot of compressed sets. Ace big, ace bunch, ace tight, I form tight, weak twin tight end. I do have one quote-unquote spread formation, and that is gun normal, mainly because I wanted an 11 personnel set in there. But then we go right back to a compressed set, gun bunch, and then gun tight. So I got a little bit of everything. So this means there's a lot of good plays and a lot of this stuff. I can call about whatever I want. It's going to tailor to the offense, to the roster. If I got a running quarterback, I can run a little more option. If I need to throw it more, I can. But we got a lot of different personnel groupings too. This is a 13 personnel formation. Then you got by default a 10 personnel, but I could put a tight end in here. I can go from a 10 personnel, which is what this is, to a 12 because they got the 2 tight end for sub package. I tight, it's 22. Weak tight is 22. Weak twin tight end is 22. I can also put in a couple of halfbacks in there if I need to. Gun normal, I can go 3 wide, or I can go 11 personnel by default. I can go 10, I can go 12. So we're going to be using a ton of sub packages throughout the dynasty, just depending on the talent. Then you got gun bunch and gun tight. Of course, those are 10 personnel groups, but I can also put a tight end right here, and I can also do a 12 personnel set right here. It's going to be a really cool offense. Again, there's so many plays to cover that I can't really cover them all in this video, but I just wanted you to be aware of what I'm going to do. Again, 8 of these 9 formations, I just rarely, if ever, use. Maybe about 7 of the 9. You see me use quite a bit of gun normal and gun bunch, but the rest of these, I just don't use them hardly at all. So I'm super excited about starting something brand new. Hopefully I can show you some cool plays and schemes and anything that can help you jog your mind a little bit in terms of getting something going on your end if you would like this offense. Now, I almost went with an air raid type offense, but I backed out of it once I kind of came up with this idea. I think this is going to be a little bit better. It's a little more fresh on the mind and just something different than what I'm used to doing and what you're used to seeing. So now let's go look at our roster. The best thing to do is to go to preseason option. Let's go straight to redshirt players. Now, if you remember looking at our playbook, we had personnel groupings from anywhere and everywhere, but you notice we had a lot of fullbacks and tight ends. We also have several 4-wide sets, so it's a little bit of everything. So actually probably what I need to do, let's just back out. Let's go to coach options, and let's look at this right here. The playbook-wise, this doesn't matter. That's for simulation purposes. We already got our own playbook. Offensive type, it's kind of a pretty much balanced or West Coast. When it comes to recruiting, there's really no big difference here. I think I may keep it at West Coast. This offense is going to be kind of like a mix of the Jim Harbaugh offense when he was at Stanford, the Power Coast offense, with Sean McVay. What he does with the LA Rams is a lot more comprised spread set type things. So let's just go ahead with West Coast for now. All this other stuff doesn't really matter. This is all simulation purposes. I'm going to put it all at even. So there'll be some seasons where I'll be passing a lot more. Some I'll be throwing or running the ball more. Other times it'll be dead even. It just kind of depends on where my roster is at the current time. So that looks all good right there. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to run a 4-3 defense, by the way. I have no real incentive to run anything new. I could go to a 4-2-5. I really like to have a 4-down lineman setup. So we'll just stick with the 4-3. We're going to take these off, the CPU assistants, both of them. I want to control that completely. And now we can go back. We can go to report card. And nothing really a lot to see right here. Of course, I'm going to stay with Duke the rest of the Dynasty. But they want me to beat North Carolina, Virginia Tech, receive a bowl bid, all that good stuff. Let's go now to our roster. Let's go to preseason options and redshirt players. And we'll start off with quarterbacks. As you can tell, we got 70 total players, which is a good full group. But we need to do some damage in terms of redshirting some guys. Now, we have an impact quarterback. He's a junior, Mike Schneider. Of course, we're not going to redshirt him. We do have some freshmen we can redshirt. Like, I can redshirt all 3 of these freshmen. If you notice, we got a couple dual threat guys. Marcus Jones and Zach Asak. I hope I said that correctly. Asak, I don't know. However you want to call it. But we're going to do something like this. Let's go ahead and redshirt all 3 of these freshmen. So it looks like we're going to be okay at quarterback. Even though these guys are in the 60s, I'm sure I'll find somebody better down the road. But for now, we'll redshirt those 3 guys. So for this offense, I can get pocket passers, dual threat. I would prefer to get pocket passers because this is going to be more West Coast passing attack, kind of in a sense. But we'll see how that goes. Again, this is a very roster-friendly attack. So I have some leeway in terms of what I can go get. Halfback. I need running backs who can, run the ball, who can catch a little bit, just a little bit of everything. Now, we have one guy, he looks like he's our best player at halfback, 78 overall. A lot of these guys look pretty similar to each other, but we got 2 sophomores, a third sophomore, and a freshman. We can redshirt this freshman, perhaps. You'll probably never see more than 2 halfbacks on the field at once. Let's redshirt another one. Let's go ahead and redshirt Tim Ball as well. I can see him being like a future fullback down the line. We're going to mix it up between Dargan, Boyle, and Drummer. I'll deal with the formation subs in our first game. Fullback, we need several of these guys, and we have 3. We got a senior. We're not going to redshirt him. He's by far our best fullback, and he will play quite a bit. He's got 74 speed. He can catch just okay. 62 is not terrible for a fullback, but I'm not going to do any redshirting here. Wide receiver, I'd like to have about 6 guys on the roster at all times, so it looks like that's what we have. But I only need about 5 total. So we got a lot of freshmen, juniors, sophomores. We can go ahead and, I don't know. We can redshirt this guy. We're going to go 4 wide quite a bit at times. Can I redshirt one more? Technically, I can, but I don't want to do that. I want 5. So let's leave it at that. We'll just redshirt this very bottom guy right here in Ryan Wood. Tight ends, we need a bunch of these. We got 3. We got 2 decent ones. Ben Patrick, 82 overall, 72 speed, and he can catch a little bit. And our tight ends are going to block, they're going to catch, they're going to do a little bit of everything. You'll notice a pattern here with a lot of our skill players. Every one of them has to do a little bit of something. Run the ball, throw, or catch it. Especially wide receivers and tight ends, they're going to catch the ball. But your running backs and fullbacks, they are all going to do both, run and catch. And his backup is 72 overall, just 70 speed, but 72 catch. That's kind of good enough for me to at least throw him the ball sometimes. We'll see how that goes. But you got to remember some of our formations in our playbook, we got 22 personnel, a lot of 2 tight end, 3 tight end type stuff. Offensive line, this is pretty standard stuff what I'm going to go for here. But we need to redshirt some guys. I may redshirt these 2, a junior and a sophomore. That's okay for now. I don't know if I should waste my time redshirting this junior. I think I'm going to let him go just because he's a 56 overall. We're just going to leave that as is. This guy may be worth redshirting, so we'll do that. Guards, 82 and a 68, and it's a kind of a drop-off after that, so I'm not going to redshirt anybody here. Center, we'll redshirt at least one of them, but as you can tell, we don't have a whole lot of talent to work with. We got a sophomore and a junior. Oh, it doesn't matter. Let's just... I'm going to just leave it as is. Anybody that's 62 overall probably doesn't deserve a red shirt, to be honest. So I think I'm fine with that. Hopefully we can clean house later on. Defensive end, I need my standard, defensive end type players. Probably move some linebackers down here in time. 84 and a 78, 72. Let's redshirt this true freshman. And here's a sophomore we can redshirt. So I like to have 4 active at all times. So that looks pretty good there. Defensive tackle, I like to have 4 at all times. Is this a freshman? Yes, it is. We'll go ahead and redshirt him. He's rather small. He may be a better defensive end down the road. Outside linebacker, 82, 76, and a bit of a drop-off after that. Here's a freshman, and let's redshirt this sophomore as well. We got 2 seniors, so these 2 guys, probably a good idea to redshirt them now. One of them will at least start next season unless I can bring in somebody better. We're really hurting the middle linebackers, you can tell. Just not a whole lot here. 68 and 70, 62. Can't do much redshirting there. Corner, 85, 76, 72. Then we drop down, drop down, drop down. So let's have 4 active. Let's redshirt this freshman. I like his speed. Let's go. We have a sophomore and a sophomore. Let's go ahead and redshirt this guy. I probably won't go dime hardly ever, so I think I'm okay with this. I think we got decent enough linebackers to stay in nickel if need be. Free safety, 78 and a 76. It lets me redshirt this guy, and I think I may do that. I'm surprised it lets me. We're probably going to do that because they're both seniors. In case we can't get one to come in, we'll have somebody who's going to be at least decent for us next year. Strong safety, I'm not going to redshirt either one because we probably need this strong safety to back up our starting free safety. So that's what we'll do there. We got a lot of kickers, too many kickers to be honest. We got a sophomore, and a freshman. I mean, let's just go ahead. Let's look at their kick power and accuracy. 87, 80, 86. One's much better on the accuracy. The other 2 are better on the power. Let's just go ahead and redshirt this guy. I don't think it'll matter too much. We'll just do something like this. We got a decent punter at 78 overall, so he'll be our starting punter. So that is it for redshirting. Once we get out of here, we'll check on some other things. Next up, we're going to go to our rosters, and let's check out our depth chart. Let's get this fixed. Start out at quarterback. Schneider is our starter. Dukes and Cronin. I'm okay with this unless I am missing something. Hopefully Schneider doesn't get hurt. Halfback. All 3 of these guys are going to start or going to play some at one point or another. We can go ahead and do this right here is fine. Let's just do Dargan, Drummer, and Boyle. I'm okay with that. They're all kind of like the same type in a sense. One's a little bit faster. The other 2 are a little bit stronger. But I think I can make do with them. Fullback, 80, 74. Do we got another fullback? We'll do something like this. There we go. So we got some depth of fullback, even though they're not the greatest players in the world. We'll make do with them. Wide receiver. I do not have to get fancy with this. I do not need to put my best receivers in the slot. None of that stuff. I should be able to leave it all as is. So we got a 78, a 76, 74, 70, 68. Do I got another tight end or wide receiver after him? I do not, so we'll leave that as is. So it comes down to our best wide receiver is this little kid right here. I think I'm going to leave it as is right now until I can figure out if I need to move these around. I don't think I'll have to, though. Tight end, I'm okay with that. Patrick is our main guy, rolling behind him, so on and so forth. Do I got another one back here? Nope, I think those are the three I got set up. Left tackle, 72, 70, 56. Let's look at our right tackle. I may have to move somebody over. 74, 56. Looks like I won't have to. So what I can do is I may put... We'll probably leave... let's just look at, say... Run blocking and pass blocking. They're kind of the same thing. Awareness. Who's the smarter guy? So it's... Marovchik, I hope I said that correctly. Work behind him, I'm okay with that. Guard, kind of rough right there, I'm not going to lie. Looks like we got no choice but to have Terry there. Center, it's kind of rough. Right guard, we're okay. We got a junior who's an 82 overall, so I'm fine with that. And a right tackle, Bauda, I hope I said that name correctly. With Goldberg, who is awful, behind him, what I can do is put like Warwick here as well. He could be our backup tackle in general. Defensive ends, what I want to do is move Alexander over to left end. I think he'll be better. He'd be more... he could do more damage at left end, I think, than he can at right. So we're going to go right here, and we're going to do... We'll put Bryant right here. I think that looks... We need one more... We need Alexander right here is what we need. Did I already pass him up? Nope, wrong guy. Dang it. Nichols. Maybe is that it? Yeah, that's it. Kitchen, Nichols. So we're going to put Nichols right here. Yes, Nichols and Kitchen. And then we got Alexander, Bryant, and I'm okay with that. We could probably put Kitchen here. That have him be our backup defensive end. But a lot of defensive ends play in this game. They get tired easily. So let's just go ahead and do it like that. Defensive tackle, 76, 76, 68, 56. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. It looks like I am not. Right outside linebacker, 82 and a 76. Our middle linebackers are kind of rough. And we got that guy right there. So we need to move White over to right outside linebacker. Left, doing low. White, I'm okay with every bit of that. That's okay. Corner. 85, 76, 72. We can change this to, I think we're kind of okay there. We got another corner. Harold, there we go. I just want another corner there. In case we got to go 4 wide, or go dime. Free safety, and one thing we can look at our corners. They're small, 5'11", 5'10", 5'11". So kind of is what it is there. Free safety, we need to put... It doesn't really matter who's our backup. Darko. We'll do something like this, and Darko could be our backup safety in general. So we got several backups who are backing up several different positions at once. We're good at strong safety. Kicker. Who do you want to be our starting kicker? Accuracy. Looks like it doesn't make a difference. I could have put my other kicker, our true freshman. It's got better accuracy, but I'm okay with that for now. Punter. We'll leave that as is. Starting punter there. And kick return. We need to put some speed back here. So let's do like drummer. Marshall. We got a lot of corners doing that. Let's do Marcelin, which is a weird name. And we'll do another wide receiver. I want guys who can catch halfway decent. So we'll probably do something like this. So let's put right instead. So we got some offensive skill players going to be playing quite a bit on special teams. But drummer, right, Marcelin, I'm okay with that. Drummer, I know he's our starter, but I don't care. Marcelin and White. If I can find White, where is he at? There he is. Is that correct? I got them flipped, but I think that's okay. We can do either one with that. One thing we can check is our catch. We can have right over the... Yeah, let's just go ahead and switch that up. If I can get to him, where's he at? Let's go. There we go. Okay. Kickoff starters, I'm good with that. Our punter being our kickoff guy. Long snapper. Doesn't really matter, to be honest. We can do something like this. We don't want any high snaps on the special teams, I guess. And that is it for our depth chart. Let's go to edit rosters and let's check out our team captains. We will do something like this, and I'm just assuming that Tally is he's our defensive captain, and I'm guessing our guard. No, maybe our quarterback. We're about to find out really quick. Let's go awareness, the very top, and it looks like it's Elliot as our senior captain, which is fine by me. Program standards, we want to make sure this stays down as best as possible. It's a little less than half, so hopefully we can really notch that thing down by the end of the season. And now we can check out Athlon Sports preseason polls. Again, I haven't actually said this, but I'm using the 2005 roster, as you can tell already. I was thinking about doing the 2021 roster file, but I just didn't really want to. That being the only thing that was 2021 related. I may do that in a future Dynasty, but I didn't really want to do that here. And I just didn't want to deal with the inflated ratings for some positions. So again, I may do that in a future Dynasty though. But as you can tell, we're probably at the very bottom. So what we can do is go rank. And we can do something like this. And we are number 90 in the country. C+ overall, C- offense, C+ defense, and B- special teams. We can check Heisman Watch. This is your standard guys. Leinart, Peterson, Bush, Young, and Ted Ginn Jr. Preseason All-Americans. Will we have anybody on here? I'm going to guess no. Second team. How about second team? No. And let's go check out the ACC. We may have somebody on here. Let's go through. See what we have. We may have at least one. Maybe. Maybe not. We got a lot of work to do if we can't have anybody on the first or second team. And it looks like we don't have anybody. So hopefully by the end of the season, we'll have a few guys on there. Conference Outlook. Guess where we will be in the ACC? Very bottom. Including the Coastal. We are the worst team. And you look at our division. Virginia Tech, they are really good in this game. Miami's really good. Georgia Tech is really good. Virginia is really good. It's going to be a tough battle, to say the least. Toughest places to play. I'd like to think this would change over time, but we can get our stadium up there. I don't know if that will happen, though. Okay, I think all that is left is recruiting. Now, we are a 2-star program. I'm still going to go after some 3 stars. Now, I'm going to try to keep our recruiting local, but I'm not going to do anything super hard recruiting restrictions. I think my dynasty is going to be pretty tough enough with the schedule as is and the lack of talent that I have. So I'm not going to get super hardcore about recruiting, but I'm going to try to keep it somewhat realistic. Now, Duke, we can go through our pipelines. Duke will have pipelines all over the country. For example, all the way across the country, California is a pipeline. Should I keep it as a pipeline? It'll be a very expensive pipeline if I stick with that. I don't know if it's worth it. I wouldn't mind keeping Florida as a pipeline. That's much closer. Georgia, I definitely would like to have it as a pipeline. Let's look at some other ones. If I'm not mistaken, I thought I saw Texas. Maryland, for some reason, is a pipeline for us. They actually produce some talent in Maryland. Should I keep it as a pipeline, though? I don't know. I'm a big sucker for trying to keep things a little bit local just because it's cheaper on the points. We can keep on going. Of course, North Carolina is our home state, so that should be a pipeline, and it produces some decent talent. We got a lot of teams to compete against, though, because there's, what, 6, 7 teams in North Carolina, it appears. We'll keep on going, and, again, there is Texas as a pipeline. Should I keep it as such? For me, I don't know if it's worth going after them anymore. Down the road, maybe. I don't know. I just don't know if it's worth it. Virginia, I wouldn't mind having as a pipeline. I may try to turn that into one. Again, it's close, and they produce a lot of talent. And that looks to be all of our pipeline states. So let's go straight to North Carolina. Now, what I'm going to do, you'll notice here, we're going to have not many spots to fill this offseason. Really no different than those last couple of seasons we had with Hawaii. About 13 to 15 spots, depending on if anybody leaves early, that type of thing, wants to transfer out. But let's go to North Carolina, and I'm going to try to keep it 3-star and below for now. I just don't think any 4 or 5-star would be interested in us. I'm just trying to think it from a somewhat realistic standpoint. So let's just go and look at some 3 stars. I got 4 halfbacks coming back. what I would like to do, if you think about it, this is an academic school. I love the idea of going after nothing but smart players. So I think I may try some of that. So I think that'll be like the one semi-recruiting restriction I'll deal with in this dynasty. I didn't do that in any of my last dynasties, so I'm looking at a bunch of guys here that are not very smart. We got some tackles. Here's a 3-star tackle, 6'5", 325. I wouldn't mind going after. Let's go after him. Guard, we got 2 3-star guards. Love, this kid's ideal for me. He's humongous, and he has A awareness, and I need guards who can push, so that is an ideal fit for me right there. I love his name, Jamin Valentine. Center, defensive end, here's a 3-star. I'll go after natural 3 stars. Defensive tackle, he's a 4-star. 4-star, 4-star. I don't mind bypassing those. And that looks like that may be it from North Carolina. So now let's go to Florida. We'll go Florida, then Georgia. Florida should have quite a bit of talent here. I'm going to go after... I may end up going after real fullbacks. We'll just see how that goes. But I want to look for some smart players. We're going after... We already went after one other tackle. Here's 2 other guys. Like, I may go after this tackle. Tyler Leak, we may check that out a little bit later. Guard, center. 4-star with an A, so I'm not going to go after him. Cornerback, 4-star, top 50. Free safety, we need this guy in the worst way. He's not exactly what I'm looking for. He's not very fast. He's not very tall, but he's really smart. So I kind of like this little restriction. It just kind of gives the, feeling that, hey, we only recruit smart players. So I'm going to put one on him because, as you know, we will not have any free safeties coming back except for that other guy that we are redshirting, which I'm surprised they let me redshirt. Strong safety, and that is it for Florida. So let's go to Georgia. There's only 4 guys here. Here's a 3-star defensive end, 4.73. It's just not worth it to me to go after that guy. So next up, let's go. How about Virginia? We still got a lot of spots left. I want to make Virginia a pipeline. Then I may turn Tennessee into one. Let's see what we got here. Here's an A-, 3-star running back. He's really small, little scat back, but JT Johnson, I think I'm going to go after him. We need some skill, guys. Wide receiver. Here's a 3-star, but he's C+. Here's tackles that are B, a right guard. Defensive ends. Again, I'm not seeing anything that looks what I'm looking for. Middle linebackers. This guy's perfect for us. He's really small, 5'10", 220, but he's smart. I like his speed. I think he'll fit perfectly at Duke. Corner, free safety, strong safety, and that is it for Virginia. So we're going after a couple different guys there. Let's go to Tennessee. 3-star quarterback, Adam Powell. That's right down the road for me. I think we're going to go after him. No, we got 6 quarterbacks. We may not need to. Ah, man. I may take a chance on him later. We'll see. Halfback, fullback, receiver. Here is a center, 3-star. We need as much help as we can on the offensive line, so let's go after him. Keep on. Well, here's 4-star corner. Really good. Strong safety, and that is it for Tennessee. Now, I can stretch this a little bit further, and we can go to Maryland. Again, Maryland's just kind of like in another side of the country, it seems. I mean, should I go after Texas as a pipeline? I mean, even though they are California, I mean, I can do that. Maryland isn't super far away from us, so let's go ahead and do that. I don't mind keeping Maryland as a pipeline. So let's see if we can find some smart kids who would be a good fit for our program. Here's another middle linebacker, 6'1", 238. He may be a future defensive end for us. Kirby, I'm not going to say that last name. I have no clue. How about just KK? How about that? Quinn, Kane, somebody can help me out on that one. But he's an A, awareness. I like that. Decent speed to boot. And that may be it for middle linebacker. Now, I don't have to fill up all of my scholarships. It's not a must. So I'm going to go back to that tackle out of Florida. I know we was looking at him. 2 of these guys. I can go after either one. Let's go after this kid right here. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. So let's do that. So we got 4 spots left. Let's just go to California and Texas and see if we can find somebody. I'm trying to think if any other... South Carolina. Yeah, South Carolina. That's close. I knew I was forgetting a state. So let's see if South Carolina can produce a couple players for us. Let's start off with quarterback. No. Halfback, A-. I'm okay with A- and above for this. Now, he's another little scat back. Let's wait just a minute first. Let's go ahead and put a scholarship on. Let's just do that. Tight end, tackle, guard. Just South Carolina. Okay, defensive end. A- at 4-star. Free safety, strong safety, and that is it. It's only one South Carolina kid that I'm willing to go after. Again, I like the idea of doing the awareness being, going only after smart kids. So 3 spots left now. I'm okay with just going to California, Texas, so we can take advantage of that. I want to do Texas first. It's a little bit closer. And let's see if we can find some smart players. Here's a lefty. No, let's go with the Tennessee quarterback. This kid right here. Let's do that. So we got 2 spots left. I want to at least get one quarterback. You never know. He may have a decent arm. Fullback, receiver. Here's a wide receiver I'd love to have. 6'4", 208, Ernest Jasmine. Great name. Let's go after him, and we got one more spot left. Let's find us another smart player. We've already gone after a couple of tackles. C-, defensive tackle. Here's an outside linebacker that would be great for us. So I'm sure we need help there in some way. We got 4 outside linebackers. Let's go ahead and just put a scholarship on here. Here are other middle linebackers. We're already going after 2. So I'm okay with not going after any more there. B, that's just not smart enough. So again, I'm going to just treat that as my main restriction. Plus, again, not going after 4 and 5 stars just yet. Here's a strong safety, 6'2", 213. We got 2 guys already coming back that are okay. So I'm okay with not going after him, even though he looks the part. We'll just leave that as is for now. So we are filled up our scholarship. So let's go ahead and let's see them this week. Shouldn't take too long, and then we will distribute our points, and then I'll let you go. In-season recruiting, and what I can do here is I may go after 3 or 4 players. I'm probably not going to win a lot of games this season. I can at least go after 2 or 3 guys and really just hone in on them if I can. So let's just go through every one of these really quickly, see if we have a positive pitch from anybody. We got a minus there, so we're not going to go after that guy. We got a positive pitch for this middle linebacker, so it's well worth it just to go after him. Let's put 33 on him. I think I may do 3 max. I think that's our best chance of getting anybody in the end season. Again, it helps if you win a lot of games to go with it. And we got another negative for that guy right there. So we're going to go after at least Sean Harris out of Virginia. Let's look at some of these other ones. Let's start at the very top. Outside linebacker, Mike Moore out of Texas. I'm okay with not going after him. Ernest Jasmine, A- hands. We're at the top of his list out of Texas. We may go ahead and put some money or some money. We'll put some points on him. Let's look at Sam Phillips. The accuracy just isn't good enough for me because we're going to need somebody who can throw halfway decent. So I'm going to leave that one alone. Tackle. I think we need to get this guy. We need offensive line help in the worst way. So let's go ahead and put 33 on this guy. Let's look at everybody else. Halfback Jeff Bell, 5'6", 175. B hands. That's kind of doable. We may do 25 and 25. Let's just keep on going and see what we can find here. Rob Harper, okay. Nothing excites me there. It says we need... we know we need 1 free safety, so I may have no choice but go after that guy. Let's look at this halfback. Looks really no different than the other kid we saw up above. JT Johnson, or I can go after either one. Sean Harris. That's the guy we're going to put our points on already. We have a center out of Tennessee. I wouldn't mind getting. We got 2 guys there, and they're not very good. And we got another tackle. We may just end up bookending our tackles. So let's do 25. Let's just go after 4 guys instead. Hopefully we can get 2 of them at least. Because again, we only have so many spots to fill. Is that it? Just those 2 right there? And let's go after 2 others. Let's go get a skill guy. Let's go after Jasmine. And we can go after one more. We're going after a middle linebacker, a right tackle. So we can go after either probably Jeff Bell out of South Carolina or Rob Harper. One of the two. We technically need a free safety more than we need another halfback. So let's just go after this free safety. I'm okay with that because we need depth there in the worst way. So those are the 4 guys we'll go after. We'll see how that goes. Ernest Jasmine, wide receiver out of Texas. He just looks like the part. I would love to have him. This right tackle would be perfect in our offense. And I love how every one of these guys are smart. Free safety, we need a body there the worst way. And we got a middle linebacker that looks like could be a good starting middle linebacker for us probably next season. Okay, that is it. That's all I need to show you. Hopefully you are excited as I am. New scheme, new team, new conference, new everything. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. So when we come back, our first game will be against Ball State. We got a little bit more talent than they do. Hopefully we can take care of business and get one win under our belt. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.